Well, let's get to our first management on the show. Netweb Technologies, they reported a rather good set of numbers. Revenue, EBITDA, margins, all of them came in strong. Order book, though, saw a bit of a decline on a sequential basis. We have with us Mr. Sanjay Lodha, the Chairman and Managing Director of the company, who joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Lodha. Good morning, and thanks a lot for joining in. Well, it was a good quarter. Now, in the first half of the year, you have grown by more than 90%. Last year, you grew by close to 60%. But yet, for the year, you're talking about 35 to 40% growth. Give us a realistic number, sir. Are you being very, very cautious? And also on the margin parameter, it appears on an average you've done 13.5 to 14%. What should we brace for the remainder of the year?
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. So basically, this is the sixth quarter result which we have given after the listing. And you see it has been consistent actually. We are a company which primarily is into the enterprise segment and primarily focusing upon the high-end computing, private cloud, SCI, and the AI. All these segments primarily targeted towards the high-end government and the large enterprises actually. So business has been very, very consistent, and basically our new product rollout, we are there on the right side of these segments and all that. So definitely that is helping us to keep our growth momentum on. And definitely it was a good quarter. And this year also we are predicting almost all, basically whatever guidance we have given of around 35 to 40% growth, because I think that's a year-on-year basis, because our kind of business cannot be judged on quarter-on-quarter revenue. It has to be judged on a year-on-year basis. If you see last year H1 and H2, that will give you much more that picture also. So that there has been almost 100% growth in terms of revenue as well as in terms of that. So we understand that. But overall, for the year, I would like to guide somewhere around 30 to 35% of CAGR kind of a growth, because base is also increasing. We have to keep in mind. As regards margins are concerned, again, as I mentioned to you, all our customers are very, very high-end enterprise customers, and they use our systems for all production grade. We compete with all the MNCs. So we have to price our products very rightly and then basically increase our penetration actually. And the expenses side also is growing, because basically we are attracting a lot of very good talent. A lot of people are joining us. So basically, so that is also a point. So we have been keeping our margins very, very consistent. And I will like to guide that there will be some basically maybe 50 basis point up and down on the up on the margin side. But I will not like to indicate that there will be a huge growth, something on the margin side. But on the revenue side, total, what I'm suggesting is 35% CAGR growth. I think we'll be able to hit that.
All right. So we got that 35 to 40% with margins being stable. Just one more question, sir. The promoter entity in August, they sold 3% stake and they're still holding above that 71%. Any further plans for them to go ahead and sell some more stake by the end of this year? Where are they comfortable in terms of a holding?
So we are very comfortable in terms of holding. Actually, there was basically, there has been a lot of interest from various segments actually. So that basically, so they wanted some pie of it. That's the reason we wanted some good investors to come on board. That was the reason. Primarily, we don't have any targets, anything of that nature, so as to dilute further.
By the way, you have a tie-up with NVIDIA, right? And I think that was one of the reasons why there was so much excitement around the company. By the way, we have the NVIDIA boss in India later this week. So it's going to be interesting. So the HPC business and the private cloud business, both of them are almost equal, 35-37% of revenues. And they've got AI systems and high performance storage, data center, which is smaller but growing fast. Which of these are you most bullish about, Mr. Lodha, out of these segments?
Yeah, so first, I will answer your first part. The NVIDIA boss is here next week, and basically there is a major summit called India AI Summit, which is being held. We should understand the importance of it. Basically, there are only 3 summits which have been organized. First was in Washington, second is India, and third is in Tokyo. So these are the 3 summits which are in India is part of that. So basically, the AI market of India is being given a lot of importance by NVIDIA and others also. That's all. That's a good point for us. So we are part of that show actually, and we are planning a lot of activities around that, which you'll hear between the next few days, which are going to come. As regards basically your question on which segments excites me, so very clearly, because all the 3 segments, you see HPC, private cloud, and AI, all the 3 segments are growth segments. But if you ask me today what segment excites me, really speaking, the growth will be maximum on the AI segment. What I personally feel, if you compare it from last year to this year, it was around 7% approximately in H1 last year, which is around 15% this year. So that is definitely a phenomenal kind of more than 100% kind of a growth there. So I personally feel this area will grow. But overall, I personally, since the other areas are also going, I don't feel that this will go beyond 20% anytime very soon, because basically private cloud and HCI, because data center market, whatever growth is happening, that we are getting a lot of cloud growth into it, cloud and HCI growth into it. So that is basically targeting there. And the basically high-end computing market is primarily focused on the HPC segment. So both the segments will keep on growing. If you see basically my history also for last 4-5 years, so both the segments have been keeping a balance. One quarter this is up, one quarter that is up, but primarily that is there. As regards basically, if you see my revenue split between government and enterprise, it used to be 50-50. So this year, this quarter, if you see, it is around 60% is enterprise now and 40% is government. So basically this will be very, very balanced business. And basically quarter on quarter, there can be some fluctuations up and down. But overall, what I have indicated on year, if you see, this will be very, very balanced actually.
Okay, you're sounding optimistic, Mr. Lodha, and the numbers are showing up. The NVIDIA boss is in town, and we'll look forward to another conversation with you, see what really comes out of it. And the stock's very excited because of all the reasons that you mentioned. Stock's done really well since the company went public. Okay, good luck with those plans.